My name is Liam, I'm 17, and I live in a small town just outside of Buffalo, New York. This happened a few months ago, but I still haven't told anyone, not even my parents. It started on a gloomy Thursday in March, one of those days where it feels like the sky just gave up trying. I had after-school detention, alone. Apparently, forgetting my student ID 3 days in a row was enough to land me an hour with Mr. Rogers, the history teacher who talks like he's bored of his own voice. At first, nothing seemed off. The school was unusually quiet. No janitors mopping the floors, no late practices in the gym, just stillness. We sat in room 208, where the heater clicked every 30 seconds like a metronome. I was halfway through some dumb worksheet when Mr. Rogers got a call. He answered, frowned, and said, "Give me 5 minutes." Then he left. I waited. 5 minutes turned into 15. I peeked out the hallway. Empty. I was about to just grab my stuff and leave when I heard it. A whisper, not loud, not even clear. Just a breath. It came from behind me, inside the classroom. I turned slowly. Nothing. But the air was cold. Colder than before. I swear I saw the paper on my desk shift, like someone passed too close. I didn't wait around. I grabbed my bag and left the classroom. The hallway lights flickered, something they've never done before. I walked quickly, my footsteps the only sound echoing through the corridor. But just as I passed the staircase by the exit, I heard it again. Liam. This time, it said my name. I froze. Was someone messing with me? Hiding? I didn't stick around to find out. I burst through the double doors and stepped out into the drizzling rain, heart pounding. When I got home, my parents were still at work. I was alone. I tossed my backpack onto the couch and collapsed in my room. I wanted to believe I imagined everything, that it was just leftover stress, or maybe I dozed off for a second in class and dreamt it. I turned on music, scrolled through TikTok, tried to drown it out. Around 8:30 p.m., the power flickered, the music paused, the lights dimmed for just a moment, and then came back. At first, I brushed it off. Then came a knock. Not at the front door, at the back window, the kitchen window. That's impossible. It's almost 2 meters off the ground, and we don't have a porch back there. I tiptoed into the kitchen, flicked the light on. Nothing. I stood there, just staring at the glass. The rain made it hard to see, but I thought, just for a second, I saw a shape. A person, standing still in the yard. Then my phone buzzed. No caller ID. I answered. Static. Then, breathing. Long. Shaky. Like the person on the line was excited. Then a low voice. "I saw you in school. Liam." I hung up. I turned every light in the house on. Every single one. And still, I felt like I wasn't alone. At around 10 p.m., I finally texted my best friend Nate. I didn't say much, just, "Ever feel like you're being watched?" He replied with a laughing emoji. Said I was just being paranoid. That maybe I was still hung up over that creepy substitute we had a week ago. The one with the lazy eye who stared at everyone for too long. But this felt different. It felt personal. I didn't sleep that night. Every time I closed my eyes, I imagined someone standing at the foot of my bed. By 4 a.m., I was still wide awake, wrapped in my blanket like a cocoon. I remember getting up to check the window one more time. I peeled the curtain back slowly. At first, I saw nothing. But then, just as lightning flashed in the distance, I saw something in the reflection behind me. A figure, standing in my room, smiling. I spun around, nothing there. but I swear I felt breath on the back of my neck. The next day, I skipped school. I told my parents I had a headache, and they bought it. I couldn't go back there, not after what happened. I stayed in bed until the afternoon, when I decided I needed to get out of the house. Maybe some air would help. I put in my earbuds and started walking. I didn't have a plan. I just walked. I passed the school, turned a few corners, and found myself on a side street I hadn't used in years. It used to be a shortcut to the park before they closed it off with construction. The street was lined with empty buildings, warehouses, old shops, busted signs. It was quiet, too quiet. That's when I saw him, a man standing at the end of the street under a broken street lamp. He was wearing black, hood up, hands in his pockets. I couldn't see his face. I slowed down. The lamp above him flickered, then went out. When it came back on, he was gone. But I heard footsteps. Fast, wet footsteps on pavement behind me. I didn't look back. I ran. I ran harder than I ever had in my life. But the footsteps kept pace. Not sprinting, but walking. Fast. Deliberate, like he knew I would tire out before he did.